So, just having a wee look at this here. Let's have a wee look at the upcoming propaganda. What we always find is that obviously space and its fantasy are created in Hollywood and movies. Let's just have a wee read here. It follows an astronaut who goes into space in search of his long lost father, whose experiment threatens the solar system. Threatens a mathematical imagination concept. I don't know how that's working. The project was announced early in 2016, with Gray saying he wanted to feature the most realistic depiction of space travel that's been put in a movie. So you can see here right away, you know, as I say, they've been advancing visual technology, and this seems to be their main tool. Obviously, these images that they're depicting and the stories and narratives that they're giving us are contrary and contradict what we experience and what we know about our objective reality. So you can see the plan pretty clearly here. I know there's many people that are aware of this. Well, I'm just going to listen to the wee interview and we'll pick up on some of the main aspects of the programming that's going on. So,
the International Space Station.
Here we have the obligatory, gap. Well, this gap comes and goes when it suits them. If you're playing a song live with a choir on Earth, you're fine. Or if you're Nixon talking to them on the moon in the 60s, there's absolutely no issue.
Thank you very much. I got to tell you, this is a real treat. Real pleasure to be talking to you up there.
So the thing is, people like Brad Pitt, this is why they wheel these people out. There's so many gullible morons that require idols and people to worship. So when they start wheeling these guys out, that it's there's millions of people with an emotional attachment to guys like this, and they invest themselves in it, and they're quite likely to believe these people, if these people are professing something to be true or they're aligned with something specifically, then people will go with that. But this guy's just, this guy's never investigated anything. He's living the life of Riley, being a superstar, multi-millionaire, swanning about the place, living it up. He doesn't give a fuck, what's actually going on. He's got it sorted out. But his main role here is to dupe the majority of people into believing this absurd nonsense of space travel. And you hear them talking quite a lot about the children.
Hey, likewise, a treat for us. Actually, we got a chance to sneak preview the movie a few weeks back, and just want to start off by saying thank you for what you're doing to contribute to the mission of awareness. And
what that means is thank you for what you're doing for contributing to the mission of propaganda and brainwashing the unsuspecting gullible public into reaffirming the narrative of space bollocks and Earth being a nature-defying blue sphere. That's what that means.
To set that, light that fire in the imaginations of the next generation of explorers.
Yep, there you go. Corralling, controlling the imagination of the next wave of explorers, because in reality, the real populace are never going to get to explore anywhere, particularly when they buy into the idiotic narrative of a restrictive cosmology of being on a little space rock in an infinite void with very limited possibility or capabilities to travel anywhere. So you'll not be exploring anywhere, you'll be staying still, buying into the same old crap system that we have of willful slavery and giving us your imagination so that we can feed your natural constitution, your will and your desire to explore. We will feed you a narrative in order to subdue that and give you some sort of satisfaction that you're achieving that. When really, well, no, we're just selling you a bullshit narrative. And Brad Pitt plays his role.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you very much. And now that I have you all the way up at the space station, let's talk about me.
Why are you willfully participating, Brad Pitt? And feeding the imaginations of children, warping their perception of their actual reality. Have you no shame, sonny boy?
How'd we do? How was our zero G?
Huh.
I gotta tell you, it was really good. And the depictions, the settings, all, as you can tell, look very similar to the type of setting I've got around me.
That's because it's all the fucking same thing.
I got to imagine it was a lot easier for me to kind of enjoy the.
Oh, there we go with the token gesture of, look, I'm in space, everybody, I can do flips. Why are they never asking, interviewing real people that have got real questions? What are you doing up there? In fact, I know you're not up there, son. I know it's bullshit. So my physical reality tells me it's an impossibility for you to be there, and that medium exists in the first place. So you're talking utter jobby, and your wee parlour tricks are never going to influence me or anybody with an ounce of critical discernment. This is just a joke now, people. And if you're still buying into this, you need to catch yourself on. They are ripping the piss out you.
The zero G than it was you, whether it was CGI or hooked to strings.
Jupiter's Delight. Whether it was CGI or hooked to strings, because that's what we're all up to.
I'll tell you what, our ship was a bit cleaner. Do you know what everything is on the walls there behind you?
Oh, fucking hell, the depth of questioning is incredible.
When I first got up here, it looked similar but very different, if you can imagine that, to what we train on in the ground. We had lots of photos on the ground, but up here everything hangs off the walls and there's cables everywhere.
There's a lot of requests of you in using your imagination. If you use your imagination, you attach to it even more so. You feel somehow related to it, a part of it. It's just fantasy.
But yeah, you get very familiar with it and you know exactly what's going on. A lot of it is storage of equipment, and then we've got different facilities. For instance, this one right here, this wall.
It's all very vague.
Helps us research how flames burn in space, which is very different than on the...
That's going to advance the human populace. There's children starving, suffering, abuse, torment and torture, rife amongst our civilizations. But we want to see how flames react in the cartoon realm. Wonderful. That's going to advance as no end.
The ground, and by removing the effect of gravity, forcing a certain shape to a flame.
The effect of gravity forces fucking the shapes of flames now. That's fucking gravity is absolutely wonderful. I think when they say gravity, they're just talking about their god. It's an imagination, God of the gaps type thing. We can just invoke it for anything we like. And we'll just say it and assert it as if it's true. So gravity now dictates the shape of flames and all that shite.
Study exactly what goes on to inside a flame to a greater detail. Helps us figure out how to make cleaner burning engines.
Stick your tongue in the fucking flame. Let's see what happens.
And get more out of the energy that we do consume.
The energy that you consume. Okay. Oh, that was very deep, Brad, wasn't it? I can see you contemplating the depth of the information that has just been imparted onto you there, son, and you have to take a wee minute to process the utter waffle.
I was curious, what are certainly what are the repercussions on your body in zero G? First of all, would it be morning for you there? Would it be night for you there? How do you...
He's trying to say it with all sincerity. Keep up the illusion that he's sincere and that he really buys into this and it's really happening and it's real. So I need to ask some kind of sincere sounding questions.
Gauge your waking hours. If you see 16 sunrises and sunsets a day.
So we do a lot to try to manage that circadian rhythm. One thing we do...
How are you containing the variance in pressures with those extreme temperatures up and down, up and down, up and down? How's all the metal and the pressure in here all sustaining that type of and enduring that type of hardship? What's going on, son? Did Superman build this fucking facility for you? Did he bring stuff from Krypton?
do is we use different hues of the color spectrum so that we have morning very bright blue light that we switch, and then later in the day it goes to a more normal, more balanced spectrum, and then at night we get rid of that blue light.
So what, it's on and off every fucking 30 minutes then? Is that what you mean? No later in the day. It'll be every fucking 30 minutes.
And we all follow the Greenwich Mean Time, and that's to help synchronize, the international aspect of this. We've got a control station in Houston, in Huntsville, Alabama. Then we've got control centers in Japan and in Germany and in Russia and up in Montreal, and all of them need to operate on the same time. So we picked Greenwich Mean Time.
So when we're flying with drones, they don't lose signal. We can just switch operators when we move into certain areas so that people think they're seeing ISS's flying about in outer space.
Really, if you're not smart and you're new to the station, you run to the windows and you want to check things out right after you get done with your workday, and you get a face full of sun.
Go to the window right now, take the camera off the wall, spin it around, fly through the place right now and show me out the window.
It's very difficult to go to sleep for a couple hours with all that blue light.
I'm not seeing any blue light right now. Why don't you not just go to sleep there?
Wow, I would think so. So is there a night shift, or is everyone on that on those hours?
Yeah, so we try to the crew stays on the same workday hours.
Do you notice the delay starting to get shorter here? Mm-hmm.
So we work a 12-hour workday. Starts at about 7:30 in the morning and finishes at about 7:30 in the evening. But there is a night shift. There's actually a massive team on the ground that is controlling about 95% of what happens on this.
So we've got day shift and we've got night shift that are all fucking, messing with flames. So we've got 12-hour shifts of burning candles and staring into the flame. And then we've got a night shift of 12 hours staring into the same candles and trying to understand flames in space and all that.
Space station, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It is an amazing orchestration of an international program that comes together to truly achieve something that we can't do alone. And it's through that strength and diversity.
It's hard to keep the illusion going. You need to get a bigger team. You need to keep roping in other celebrities to keep pushing the narrative forward and convince people, because you're all panicking now. You're all flapping, pissing your wee pants. Oh no, we're going to get found out. It's too late, lads. This is just all desperation now.
Strength through diversity that we're able to have, successfully operated.
Strength through diversity, because people are waking up. People like me are shouting the odds, and there's nothing they can do about it. So they just have to up the propaganda, because it's all about manufacturing your consent, controlling your will and your attention, and filling your imagination and your will to explore and your desire to understand your reality. So.
Station for 2 decades.
Well, 2 decades is alright. Oh, we're back to the long delay again. 2 decades is no bad, lads. You've had a good run. You've raked in some decent coinage, but it's over now. All good things must come to an end and all that. There's no point in embarrassing yourselves by keeping this shenanigans up. Just let it go. Come out the closet and tell us all your wee story.
It's incredible. I got to go to JPL last week, and it was on the day when India was landing on the moon.
Well, that's right. India only implemented a space facility or something last year, and within a year they're going to the fucking moon. Wonderful. Have you seen the state of India? Fuck me.
And the United States were assisting them in that effort. Could you see that from where you are?
He's all poor, he's of nowhere to live, and it's an absolute shambles. But anyway, we're all going to space and all that, so I know you've not got any shekels, but could you just find some and donate it to us so that we can keep fulfilling your imagination with utter derp?
No, unfortunately, so
You've no shame, these people. Absolutely none whatsoever. They do not give a rat's ass about your children, about the suffering of people, the needs, the requirements, the basic requirements of being a human being, a proper basic infrastructure that benefits us all, that allows us to evolve spiritually, mentally, emotionally. They do not give a rat's arse about any of that. No. They will keep you in the fucking muck and attaching your pride and your emotions to the utter jobby fantasy that they're offering you. It's just a product.
I, along with the rest of the crew, just had to follow along with the news reports, and it's one of those things where international cooperation is so important because a saying we've got up here is space is hard. Things that should be easy, when you try to do them in space, they just get harder.
So vague again. Space is hard. Things you try and do in space just get harder. Oh, we're so brave. Everything's so difficult and hard. Don't ever question us, right? Because we're so stressed and under great pressure because it's all hard. So don't question us. Just believe it's real because it's so arduous and hard. Shut up, you mong.
And the things that we're trying to do every day,
More vague. Things we're trying to do every day. They're up there doing things and stuff. We're up here doing things and stuff. Flames and stuffs. It's hard and arduous and need more shekels. Cheers, Brad Pitt. Keep brainwashing the masses with your propaganda space movies, right? Thanks, because it's reaffirming the narrative for us. Cheers, Brad.
The team on the ground, NASA, and it's...
Maybe next year we can ask for $65 million a day. Hopefully, that's the target.
It's international.
So it's all marketing here, you know.
International partners do a great job of making really hard, almost impossible things look routine. And
More vague. Hard, impossible things look routine. What are you talking about, arsewipe? Have you got any specifics to offer us?
It's one of those things where you can get some complacency, but the things that we're able to achieve together
It's all mantras, hard, difficult things we can achieve together, unity, blah 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 blah. This is a call for arms here. This is what this is. Desperation.
It's something special. For me, that is the biggest thing.
You're right, it's special.
Pulled from this mission is that
no such thing as pulled dick sniffer.
The cooperation at a global scale is what's going to propel humanity into the future.
In their imagination. He's just picked his nose and he's rolling it. He's got to try and flick the bottle cap off in a minute.
I got to see a little of that. They were working on the new rover that's going to go to Mars, and it was an international effort.
Wasn't it an international effort? It's a fucking group of wee idiotic men. Right? Minorities. No international groups. Minorities dotted about the place. Okay? No international groups. Minorities.
Which was really impressive to see everyone working together to build different components to this rover. What are your current missions at this point?
This will be interesting. Can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, so I'm actually on the tail end of my time up here. I've got a 200-day mission on board the space station, and I'm north of 180 days now.
Very good, Sonny. You going to get into any details? See again. Oh, I've been up here for so long. That's not what you were fucking asked. What is your actual missions apart from setting stuff on fire?
Few weeks left before I return early in October, and on a routine week, it's a lot of different science experiments. We do maintenance to maintain the station. I was fortunate enough a few weeks back to be able.
We'll just got science experiments and maintenance.
To do my third spacewalk, and those.
What were you doing in the garage today, Dale? What were you doing to that car over there? It was just stuff. Stuff and things. I know.
They're all just amazing experiences, and every day is full of something new and exciting. If you look at the spectrum of experiments that you get,
this is just all word salad, absolute word salad, no specifics, vague word saladage.
to do over the course of the mission. You know, I've got to be involved with the looking at different ways to develop new types of rubber that will change the way potentially we make tires and make cars more fuel efficient. Or
what's that going to fucking what up in imagination space? No friction. What are you doing up there? Spinouts, donuts. Are you out there in the fucking Tesla giving it yeehaw? Screeching about the Milky Way and all that. What are you talking about, son?
Or how we extrude fiber optics to help improve communications technology on the ground and make.
Oh, that's right, because they've been 95% of my communications is cables. So what happened to the satellites and all that? Look at the window and shows them all spinning by. Hurry up, sniffer.
More cost effective. To all the way to the other end of the spectrum, where we've done gene editing and you know, we're looking at things that are going to help us push for cures for Alzheimer and cancer.
Well, you don't need to do that in Imagination Land. You can do that down here on the ground.
And so it just spans this whole spectrum. And you know, growing up on a farm.
So what they're telling us is that real world stuff they're talking about, but they need to be in this imagination realm in order to achieve that. Mm-hmm.
I never would have thought that I'd be able to be involved with things like that.
Again, no specifics, that was just all vague word salad. Utter drivel. Total and utter drivel. And look, he's back to deep contemplation again. I need to let that register. I'm so blown away.
It really is extraordinary. By the way, you're from Kansas, I'm from Missouri, so we're neighbors.
Oh, here we go with another wee bit of emotional manipulation. Oh, look at us, we're so close. I'm real and he's real and we were neighbours and stuffsies.
It's a good part of the country. I've taken lots of photos of it over the...
It's fucking dirt and grass and plants. Shut up.
The past 6 months.
I bet. Congratulations on 200 days. And what is that like on the psyche? What is that? I'm sure you're always busy, but at the same time missing family and loved ones at home. So how do you keep your...
His balls are in absolute tatters, Brad, because the belt that he has to wear, you know, cups his wee testes, and then he's suspended from strings the majority of the time, so his gonads are taking an absolute fucking pounding. You know, he's under serious stress. The rest of the time he's just playing fucking poker with the other actors.
Mental state at peace.
I'm sure they've got a testicle massager, dude, or something.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, being apart from your family, your friends, your loved ones is a challenge. And you know, one of the luxuries.
Oh, it's such a hardship. Here we go into the emotional fucking manipulation in order to reinforce that it's real. Oh, I'm up here, it's so arduous and hard, and oh, my family, I love them and I'm missing them. And so you'll just overlook that he's talking utter shite. Just getting you into the realms of subjective, tickling your wee emotions. Oh, how would you feel being away from your family? Oh, poor guy. Oh, he's such a brave warrior up there burning stuff. Aye, doing donuts and Tesla cars for our benefit. It's wonderful.
I think we have of working in low Earth orbit close to the Earth is the amount of connectivity that we have.
I like own the Earth.
The ability to make phone calls and check in on a routine basis, to every weekend being able to do a video.
I'd get fed up with you phoning me. Son, fucking 11 seconds delay and all that in between. My patience would be frayed after hello. Right?
Video conference with my kids and share a little bit of the experience up here with them, but also be a part of their life and understand what they're going through on the ground, so that, you know, we have shared experience, and at the end of 200 days you can come home and return to being a normal family. This
is just all emotional programming here. It's just all waffle again, just to make sure that you're emotionally attached and that you relate to this guy and overlook the nonsense that he's offering you.
Those are the challenges. It's easier here.
Do you want to see some puppies? I'm real. I'm just a nice guy. Come with me, children. I promise I'm not going to do anything to you, because look, I'm so real and I'm nice. Come and see my puppies.
In low Earth orbit, because communications is almost without delay. As we push further and deeper into space, those challenges will become more difficult with communications delays and just being able to stay in
How's that? Because you can remote control stuff in Mars. What are you talking about?
contact with those friends and loved ones.
Yeah, to me it sounds harrowing and really challenging.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's so harrowing and challenging.
I read astronauts speak about looking back on the Earth and really being aware how insignificant we are.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. More of the fucking propaganda programming, reaffirming that you're meaningless, you're insignificant, that it's all scary and delicate, and you should put great faith and trust in these brave warriors who are capturing your imagination.
In the grand scheme of things, did you have a similar experience or something different?
You know, that's one of the special things about being up here is being able to float over to the window and see the Earth below, to look down 250 miles and you know, with your naked eye you can see the crop circles in Kansas, in Missouri, and you can see humanity below you, and you can see it glide by as we go screaming through this
At 17,500 miles an hour, you can't see fuck all, sniffer. It'd be a fucking blur.
sky, you know, at 5 miles a second, and just take in, you get a perspective that
Take in the blur. That's here. You get a perspective of how insignificant and stupid you are.
that, you know, you're away from the Earth, and in the same view you can see the moon rising over the horizon, and you get this idea that, you know, I'm not on the Earth and I'm not, you know, at the moon, but I'm just kind of in the cosmos. And then that perspective really challenges you, because now you're looking down at everything that you've ever known.
Aye, the God's eye view. We are gods. We can see the whole picture. We have a God's eye view. We are above you. We are special Supermen.
All of humanity right there, and you have this deep appreciation for how big the universe really is. And for me, it's just made me cherish and appreciate how delicate and
Yes, cherish and appreciate and envelop your fear emotions, that it's so delicate and meaningless and empty and insignificant and yada yada yada. Be proud of it. Rejoice in your bewilderment and your insignificance. It's great, it's wonderful. It's no psychologically disempowering whatsoever. No. It's wonderful to be in that state, because it means dick sniffers like us can rip the piss right out you.
how precious the little island we live on really is.
Well, how is it psychological abusers go? That's right. Do they not gaslight people into having a low self-esteem, hating themselves, so that they have a Stockholm Syndrome attachment to their oppressors and their controllers? That's right. That's nothing like what Dick Sniffer here's up to, is it? No. Oh, smile, Brad. Oh, fuck it, yeah, it's wonderful, I know. We're so insignificant and puny, it's great. I'm no, though. I've got gazillions of squids and I can swan about the place, acting like I'm a fucking god.
I think that's really beautiful to hear.
That's beautiful. What a fucking beautiful, fucking idiotic existential story you've got to offer me there. It's very empowering. Yes. Fills us with pride and a drive to move forwards.
Okay, most important question. Who controls the jam box?
What a fucking absolute cockroach.
So we have a rotating playlist that take turns, you know, and it's nice because we have the international flair as well. So we have an Italian astronaut on board along with the U.S. astronauts, and then 2 cosmonauts. And so getting to hear some traditional music from.
I hope you get a license for that in public broadcasting of fucking music. If I was to do that in the garage, they would be harassing me for a license. You're not allowed to publicly broadcast Oh, that's right. You're non-public, right enough. You're up there with God. That's right. So he's granted you permission.
From Russia over dinner is a nice change, exposure, and helps us really appreciate that international feel. That the
Camaraderie, patriotism, yes, we're all in it together. It's real. We're all united.
crew has.